Good morning, everybody. Hi, Ollie. How are you? Good morning, Mia. Good morning, Emmett. Good morning, Everett. Good morning, Lena. Good morning, Owen. Good morning, Rowan. Good morning, Ella. Good morning, Alara. Good morning, Lex. Good morning, Chen Chen. Hey, Jules. Good morning, Mallory. You guys are right on time. I like it. So it's 9 o'clock. Good morning, Ezra. We're going to wait. I'll do just a little check-in, and then we'll get going. We have a lot to cover this morning. Good morning, Colton. Good morning, Cadence. So if you can, while we're waiting here, if you just want to read those messages that I sent or that I added onto the chat, that would be good. Good morning, Cooper. Good morning, Russell. Excuse me. Okay, so I'll just kind of note down who comes in. Good morning, Dia. Good morning, Somerset. Okay, so again, good morning, Maggie. Don't forget that these live streams are recorded and I post them to the website. So if you have any questions or you think you missed something, you can go back and watch them. So this morning's going to be a little bit different just because there's a lot of stuff to go over and I have some announcements for everybody. And then I'm going to ask that you hold your questions. I have two sections of the broadcast where I'll be answering questions, and I just want to make sure that I get through some of this stuff and that we're not here all morning. First of all, it's really good to see everybody. It was a long weekend yesterday with the weather. It rained up here, and it was kind of a long day. And with the announcement on Thursday about school, it kind of hit home over the weekend. So just kind of figure that out and figure out where we're going. And we have quite a bit to do. And I just want to make sure everybody's feeling good and staying healthy. That's the big thing right now. And I know that, there's learning opportunities out there, but I also want to make sure that everybody is, mentally kind of in a good place. And I know it's hard right now, but that's where we are. And we just kind of got to keep going. And if anybody needs anything, good morning, Abby. Good morning, Sadie. If anybody needs anything or you have questions about anything, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay, so a couple things, just again, hi Zoe, hi Owen. Remember that we're going to have two sections during this morning's live stream for questions. If you could just hold your questions till then, that would be great. So what you're going to notice, one of the things, when you go to your Google Classroom now, I archived most of the classes. Good morning, Elka. And the reason I did that was so that when you go to your Google Classroom, you're going to see just two classes right now. You're going to see, I called it Dynamix 802 Online. That's the same class you've been seeing. I just changed the name. And then you're going to see Green Team. And so those are the only two things we're focused on right now. And I'm going to put any learning opportunities. Good morning, Nico. Any learning opportunities will be in those two classes. So when you go to your Google Classroom, you're only going to see two classes. And that's just a change I made to kind of streamline and simplify things. I sent you an email this morning, and again, based on your feedback, it feels like sending those emails kind of on a daily basis is helpful. So I just want to make sure that you're getting those emails. And today, once we finish the live stream, today basically your humanities work is to just read that email and make sure you click on all the links and watch the video. So this week, again, we're going to focus on organization. I think there's 3 certificates that you can earn. There's an organization certificate, there's an Odyssey certificate, and then there's a physical activity certificate. So I'm kind of streamlining that too. So you guys did an amazing job with the creativity last week, but I had so many entries that it got a little bit overwhelming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask every other week, I'll ask for your creative submissions. That doesn't mean I want you to stop doing the creativity. It's awesome. You guys did an amazing job on that. It's just that next week I'll ask for your second submission, and I'll be handing out certificates for those. If you want to check out what everybody's been doing, you can either follow Instagram or you can go to on the Dynamix online webpage. There's a creative, and you can see all the entries that happen. So if you didn't hear, you need to make sure you're leaving your questions until we have a question period, okay, which is coming up. So this week, as I mentioned, focus on organization. I'd like you to just set a schedule again this week. That's in your Google Classroom. And I know that some of you, well, why do I have to do that again? I think it's really important that we're trying to just get in a routine. I know that I'm kind of struggling to get in a routine. And I think that's just something I keep reading about this. It's really important for folks to get into that routine so that we don't have a lot of unstructured time. I also ask you to set just a short goal. And that goal doesn't have to be related around learning. It can be related to something you want to get accomplished this week, etc. So if you could set your schedule and set a goal, and if you could submit those in Google Classroom by tomorrow, that would be great, and you'll get an organization certificate for that. Hey, if you turn in on Wednesday or Thursday, that's fine. You'll still get the certificate. I just want to make sure that we're kind of in the routine of looking at our schedules and setting some goals for the week, because I think that's going to be important. So again, your humanities work today is simply going to be to read your email. There's a bunch of links in there. I want you to click on all the links, and I want you to watch the videos and make sure that you understand what's going on for the week. Okay. The other thing, at 11 o'clock today, we have a green team meeting. That's going to be a Google Meet. And I sent that invitation out to all the kids who have permission to be on the Google Meet. We still have some folks who don't have permissions from their parents, which is fine. That's no problem. But you can't attend those meetings unless I get permission from your parents. Okay, so we'll have today, basically, after the live stream, you're going to check your email. You're going to go through all the links in your email. If you have time, you can set a schedule, you can set a goal. And then it's really important, there's a survey in your email, and that survey, I need you to try and answer by the end of today. Okay, so that survey asks questions about how you're feeling, the level of work, and just if you feel like you're healthy, and in a good place mentally. And if you have any feedback or suggestions for me, I'm asking for it there. And then somebody asked about the Vermont History Day, and tomorrow afternoon I have planned a Vermont History Day session as well as Thursday afternoon, and I need to I haven't sent out the invitations for that, but tomorrow and Thursday afternoons we are going to be working on Vermont History Day. Okay, so I think that's let me just look at those are the learning opportunities for the week. Again, you can earn 3 certificates. One is organization, which you get by doing your goal and doing your schedule. The second one is the Odyssey. I'll have chapter 4 of the Odyssey will be online tomorrow. And then the third certificate is physical activity. And I'd like you to try and be outside, kind of monitor your screen time, be outside this week. You can get it by doing that and sending me a picture of something you're doing responsibly. Remember to be social distancing, or you can also do it if you participate in the Dynamix 802 virtual race series. Okay, so those are learning opportunities for the week. Again, it's really good to see that everybody's on the live stream. I want to make sure we try and keep these connections. I miss you guys. I miss teaching. Just kind of feels weird not being in the classroom. So some questions. I'm going to answer questions right now, and then I'll answer 3 or 4 questions, and then I have some special thanks, and then I think that's it. The question about Minecraft. So first of all, I want to give a special thanks to Everett and Finn Lofgren. We played Fortnite on Friday as a pilot project, and Everett and Finn took me into a battle royale. It was unbelievable. And those kids were amazing. And we used a Discord server to communicate with one another. It was just awesome. And so a special thanks go out to Finn and to Good Morning Finn and to Everett. It was a great experience. Unfortunately, I've talked to timeout. You guys need to use appropriate language on this, okay? I don't want to see any of the acronyms, all right? Finn and Everett kind of took me around. We were only in there for about 5 minutes, but it was great. And the only problem I think I've been thinking about over the weekend, and it's just not really that, there's the violence thing that's going on. And so I was hoping that we could use Fortnite as a way of connecting and engaging, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. So instead, I'm turning my attention to Minecraft, and I do have Minecraft. I do have a realm. This is why you have to fill out the survey, because I need to know how many people are interested in playing Minecraft with me, and then we're going to have gaming sessions. Hopefully, we're going to have some gaming sessions across the course of the week, but those gaming sessions will be, I have a realm set up, and so what I'll do is I think the realm can accommodate 10 players. So together, we're going to spend the first week or two just playing. I'm not very good, so we're just going to play in groups of 10. And then once we get established in the realm, I'd like to start building. So one of the things I first thought about building is maybe we could build a replica of Troy, or maybe we could start thinking about some other structures that we could build, some historical structures. And so those are things that we need to consider. But you have to fill out the survey, and I have Minecraft set up. I have a realm set up. And if you're interested in playing, we're going to take turns playing with up to 10 players. So Owen Jones is asking me about Discord. Discord is unbelievable. It's awesome. And I think it could be a really amazing learning tool. I just have to do a little bit more exploration on it. Technically, you're not supposed to be using it unless you're 13. And then there's also some parent permission. So with Minecraft, I don't think we're going to use the Discord server, but I'm going to explore that a little bit more because I thought the Discord was really great. I think that's a great tool for learning and for communicating. And there's ways you can set it up where it could be utilized in school. So that's something I'm looking into. You'll just have to be a little bit patient with that. Next question is about the permissions for the meetings. Yeah, Hazel, you have to have your parents email me. If you received a permission to the meeting, the Green Team meeting this morning, that means that your parents have okayed you to be in those meetings. Next question is, when do we need to be up to date on our illustrated study guide? Illustrated study guide, if I think after you read the chapter this week, watch the chapter this week, I'm giving you time on Thursday and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to work on your illustrated study guide. And so if you're up to date by Friday, that's fine. If not, no problem. Okay, so next question is, Lena, should we submit creative writing we'd be doing with our journaling on Google Classroom? So this is a good question. Can you guys stop chatting for a second and listen? So what I did, a couple students have sent me a Google Doc or shared a Google Doc with me, and the Google Doc had their journals, their journal entries, and I thought that was a really good idea, and it was an easy way for me to see how people are thinking. So what I did is in your Google Classroom, I set up a template for the journaling, and I give you an example. And I think if you want to be journaling on that template, that'd be awesome. If you have another way of journaling, if you want to share that with me, that would also be awesome. It's really up to you, but we're living through historical times, folks. And right now it's just kind of starting up, and I think you should be writing about it, and I think you should be thinking about it because this pandemic is it's going to change things for sure, and it's just a question of how what's going to change. And so I think it's important that you're writing this down. It can also be a way of relieving some stress and some anxiety. And I get stressed out a little bit too, and I get anxious. And so for me, it's about getting a lot of physical activity. And then right now I'm also thinking about, how do I just get some downtime? How do I relax and just take it easy? Because if you pay attention to the news, you can get stressed out pretty easily. So the question, should we submit your creative writing? Lena, you can submit your creative writing to me. That's perfect. You can do that either by submitting a link, or you can copy and paste it onto the template that I provided. So the next question, Owen has a physical journal. Owen, if you want to just keep writing in that journal, that's fine. You can just take a picture of it and send it to me. That's no problem. Or you could also type up one of your entries and submit that to me as well. That's fine. So then Dia said, there isn't a link to the meeting in the email. There isn't. That's a separate invitation. I'm sending that through Google Calendar. Okay. So again, physical journal is great. I have a physical journal too. If you just want to type up one of your entries, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to hold off on the questions. I just have a few more announcements, and then I think we're good to go. I have one other special thanks is to Hanil. Hanil sent me a picture of his phone that he had recorded. He biked 5K on Friday, and he took a picture of that and sent it in, which was that was awesome. So I really appreciate that. So again, special thanks go to Finn, Everett, and Hanil. And I've sent them and Jules Cressy and Owen Lathrop extra effort certificate. Jules got that for being the first to answer an email, and Owen got that for being the first one to submit a trimester 3 reading log. So I very much appreciate your extra effort. And hey guys, and remember too, when you're on the chat, you need to be polite, right? If you're not going to be polite, you're going to be gone. So when people ask a question, I talked about this on Friday, we need to be empathetic and kind. That's the most important thing right now, right? And so Mia Reynolds said, you think life will be different? Well, I sure hope that people are going to take the time to be a little bit kinder and a little bit more gentle with people, because this is going to be some tough sledding for folks, and we need to be patient and kind and gentle with each other, and we need to support each other, and we need to keep your chin up and get going. So let's make sure we're being kind and nice to each other, especially when we're together as Team Dynamix. That's important to me, and I hope it's important to you guys as well. So Nico asks, how can you get Minecraft? Nico, what you need to do, I think you do have to have, that's the problem, right? Is that it used to be free and it's not anymore. So and the other thing too, is if you don't have it, that's fine. We'll figure something else out. Okay. But Nico, talk to your mom and dad about it. And it's just something that we're trying to experiment with. I apologize that it's a for-pay game. And, we'll work on that. Okay. But I think that gaming is a great way to keep connected and keep engaged. And it's fun too. And it can take your mind off some of the things that are happening out in the real world. Do we still have an April break? That's another question from Sadie. I think our superintendent is making a plan right now because the rest of the school year got canceled on Thursday. They're making a plan for what the rest of the school year is going to look like. And based on what's happening out in, hold on one second. Hey, Izzy, I appreciate your being here, but you need to stick with the program, right? If you're going to be here, you need to stick with our program. All right. So the other thing too is, Sadie, I'm not sure what the superintendent's going to plan, but that superintendent needs to, she's going to have a plan out for everybody. And once that plan is out, it'll be sent out to parents. Okay. So I think that's it for today. The big thing is, I know I told you on Friday that Mondays were going to be a little bit long. They were going to be a little bit longer meeting, and I apologize for that. But for your humanities time today, if you could make sure you're checking your email, and if you could make sure you go through all the links on your email and fill out that survey. That's pretty much all you have to do today. Make sure you're reading and journaling every day. And then tomorrow, during the live stream, I'll explain, humanities tomorrow is going to be our reading of the Odyssey. So for today, read your email. That's all you have to do. Science is coming on at 10 and 10:30. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to have a Green Team Academy meeting. And you should find that invitation in your email. Okay. So does anybody have any last questions before we get going? Okay, I don't see any other questions. If you do have questions, make sure you're emailing me. And again, it's really good to have everybody on the live stream. I really appreciate your efforts. You guys did an amazing job with the creativity. And don't forget, on Friday, we have our Dynamix 802 virtual race series. And I hope if we have 2 participants, that's a win. And so I'm hoping that we get at least 10 participants. And I'm hoping that it's nice weather so I don't have to go out and run in the rain. Okay. All right. You guys have a great day. If you have questions, let me know. Make sure you answer your email, and I will talk to you soon. See you later, everybody. Thanks for coming. Bye now.